Today we're going to take a look at Van Morrison's 1976 classic, Brown Eyed Girl. We've got some great open chords, good old favourite, and some tasty guitar lines. I'll start with the strumming version only, one single rhythm the whole way through, and then we'll take a look at the melodic lead guitar intro and the break that happens in the middle of the song to give it a little bit of spice. We're in 4/4 in the key of G, and we have 5 open chords for the entire song. G, C, D, D7, and E minor. Setting up the rhythm first with a muted strum. Laying the fingers lightly across the strings on the chord hand, we start with a down, down, up, up, down, up. That old chestnut. Down, down, up, up, down, up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We have a repetition that provides us everything we need for the intro, the verses and the chorus. G, C, G and D. Adding in our strumming pattern using the G chord. Down, down, up, up, down, up. What is often helpful for the change of chords is on the final up, take your fingers off, strum the open strings and use that as transition time to move to the next chord. Playing through the intro chord sequence. That's 2 times around the chord pattern, G, C, G, D. Looking at the chord sequence for verse 1, this repeats the intro chord sequence, but instead of doing it twice, we do it 4 times. 2, 3, 4. Now looking at the pre-chorus, the sequence of chords changes slightly. C, D, G, E minor, C, D, G, and D7. 2, 3, 4. My brown-eyed girl, you mine. We reach verse 2 here, so we repeat the last 2 sequences again. We have the verse sequence and the pre-chorus sequence. This brings us to the chorus. Coming out of the pre-chorus, we have an extension of the D7 chord. We play this for 2 extra bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we are into the chorus. G, sha la la la, C, la ti da. Again, we know this chord sequence. G, D. Following a break in the song, so because we're doing the strum only version now, we're going to play the chords that occur here. So this is 4 bars of G. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we go into the classic chord sequence. G, C, G, D. And this brings us to the final sequence of verse 3, pre-chorus and chorus. These are exactly the same as each time we've played them previously. The only difference is the chorus is extended to repeat to fade, and it's the same chord sequence. Structure-wise, we have the intro, verse 1, pre-chorus, verse 2, pre-chorus, chorus. We have the middle section break, which has the tasty guitar line and then a bit of a bass solo before we go back into verse 3, pre-chorus and chorus to finish. 3, 4. In the recording, this intro plays through 2 times and it plays over the chord sequence G, C, G, D. We are looking at harmonies here, 2 strings played at the same time, the B and the high E strings. They are playing thirds. We have the index finger on the 7th fret of the high E string and the middle finger on the 8th fret of the B string. And with a pick or your thumb, or even a thumb and a finger, for example, as long as we play these at the same time, if you want a little bit of attack or percussion, as in the song, play it with a pick. So we're going to play these 2 together. We then slide up with the index finger to the 8th fret. We remove the middle finger and we add the ring finger to the 10th fret of the B string and play them at the same time. We use this index finger to guide us through all these movements here, so keep an eye on that index finger. The other finger will change. So we're on 7 and 8, then we're on 8 and 10, and then we take this exact shape, spacing, and move it up to fret 10, index finger, E string, and fret 12, ring finger, B string. We return back to frets 8 and 10 and return back to where we started on 7 and 8. A slowed down example of this sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We basically repeat the whole sequence that we've done, but we're going to move it all up to fret 12. So a little bit higher up the guitar here. Easier if you've got a cutaway. Not so easy if you don't have a cutaway, but you can still get to it. Just reach the fingers around. So moving everything up to frets 12, index finger, and 13, middle finger. That's our new first position. We slide the index finger up to 13, ring finger plays 15, and then we take this shape up 2 frets to 15 and 17. And it's the same sequence, so we come back down again. Same rhythm. Putting these 2 together but slowed down a little bit. We play the first sequence, then the second sequence, Then we repeat the first sequence. 2, 3, 4. Once we've played that bit, we move to fret 7 with the middle finger, just slide it down to fret 7 on the B string, bring the index finger to fret 7 on the G string, play them two together, and then we play on the B string 7, 8, 10. Now I'm a fan of finger independence, so my 7, 8 and 10 is index, middle, pinky. So that final section, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So playing the whole thing, 2, 3, 4, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Some playing tips for this. The notes that we play on the B and the high E string are a little bit shortened, so we apply some muting of the strings. So what we do is we fret the note, play it, and then lift the fingers off the strings lightly so they're still touching, and what that does is mute the note and it just breaks them up. So we do that on each one and it just creates a little bit more of a rhythmic feel to it. By the time we get to these 7s here, they ring out, and so do these. So there's a nice contrast. Now the middle break in the song has a little bit of a harmony guitar lead line and then a bass guitar that takes us back into verse 3. And it's nice to be able to do something there on the guitar other than strumming a G chord. We can keep this simple and just strum the chords. So we can do 4 bars of G and then G, C, G, D. If you want to spice that up a little bit and create a bit of melody like the song, this is what we can do. Breaking this into 2 sections, we have the lead guitar line. We begin this by playing the middle 2 strings, so the G string, fret 4, index finger, and D string, fret 5, middle finger. Play these at the same time. Again, we're working in thirds. We then jump with our middle finger, plays fret 7, G string, ring finger plays fret 7, high E string, and we have to mute the B string in between. Blocking this out, we play fret 7, then we take these 2 fingers down to fret 5, then we take the middle finger to fret 4 and swap the ring finger for the index finger, and that plays fret 3. To add a little bit of flair, we slide into the original fret 7s. So we go to fret 6 and slide, press the fingers down and do a nifty little slide into fret 7 and then mute it to stop the note short when you land on 7. We then come to fret 5 and then come to fret 3 and 4. So playing that little sequence slowed down. 3, 4. Following on from that, we put the index finger fret 3 B string and play the open G and the B. Take the index finger to fret 5, play the same 2 strings again. Back again to fret 3, to fret 1, and then the open G and open B. We finish that section by playing the open G string, that final section played through, slowed down, Playing this whole sequence, 3, 4. Moving on, we have a bass break in the song that's too significant to ignore. So we don't have a bass, but what I'm going to do is create the bass line mixed in with the guitar chords. 2, 3, 4. And that takes us back into verse 3. So breaking that down, start with the full G chord, mute the strings with our strumming hand. For the bass line part, we play the low E string, all in the G chord position as you can see. Then we play the A string. So we have this. We move to a C. Full chords, play the A string for the bass line, D string for the bass line. We need to reach up for fret 4. I do that with my pinky so I can get back into the G nice and easy. We then go back to the G. 2 Gs, we've got a down, mute, up, focusing on the high strings. And then we play E string, A string. And we cut that A string short. Move to the D chord. Strum, mute, up, strum on the high strings. Take our index finger off the chord hand. We're going to go to the D string, hammer on the index finger to the 2nd fret and play the open G string. So the D chord, playing that whole sequence slowed down, 2, 3, 4. Speeding that up a little bit, 2, 3, 4. And there we have it. So playing that whole break section with the lead guitar line and the bass line, 3, 4. In this lesson I show you how to play Bob Dylan's classic Knocking on Heaven's Door. 3 chords, nice strumming pattern. See you next time.